Hi everybody, welcome to this Canvas tutorial. Today we're going to be exploring how to create an assignment in Canvas, and we will do a walkthrough. So we'll walk through that process with you. So here I'm in my Canvas portal, my Canvas, and I'm actually in a Canvas course right now. This is my sandbox course. So this is a little course I developed to just play around with some things and demonstrate some things. So today we're going to add an assignment and kind of walk through the different options. And so there's a couple of different ways that you can add an assignment into Canvas. So one way is, of course, in your course menu, which is the blue menu over here on the white background in ASD courses, you're going to see an assignments button. So you can click assignments, and there's in the upper right corner here, a blue plus assignment button. And in Canvas, at least in the ASD shell, the blue buttons are usually mean you're doing something there. So you could certainly click the plus assignment button and you can add your assignments. Now, if you add assignments in the assignments area, you still have to go put them into a module. So you go select them. So you can create it and then go put it in the module. I prefer to go straight to modules, so I'm going to click modules in my course menu, and it's going to take me to my modules page. And inside in a module, like my demo unit right here, there's a plus button in the upper right, and if I click that, it brings this pop-up box up, and I can add a quiz, an assignment, a file, a page, a discussion, a little text header to organize it, an external URL to take them to some other website, external tools. So lots of options here. Today we're focusing on the assignment. So I'm going to click assignment. Now you can see here underneath under assignments, I already have assignments made. So I can select an assignment that's already made, and then that'll slide that into the module. Or if I'm ready to create a new assignment, I can click new assignment here, and then we'll type a name. So let's say we are going to, in this demonstration, I'm going to take a video and have them watch a video and do a sort of summary response to the video. And so I'm going to call this, let's see, the video's on visual communication, summary, and response. Okay. So I've titled it. You want to give it a good descriptive name. One of the things that some people do, this is a demonstration unit, but let's say this was unit 1. They might actually put like activity 1.1, in order to help you organize your assignments. So if this was the first assignment in unit 1, I might put 1.1 there. So something to think about when you're creating assignment names. So I'm going to add this assignment, and you'll see at the bottom, it automatically inserts it at the bottom of whatever module that you've added the assignment to. This little waffle menu, the 8 dots here, the 4x2 dots, you can grab assignments and you can slide those around. So let's say we want to slide this guy up here to the top. So there's our assignment, activity 1.1, in our unit on visual communication. Perfect. So now that's blank. There's nothing in it. So we do need to go in and edit that assignment. So we got to actually give directions. So when we click on it, you'll notice up here that you've got your title. It's not published right now, so students wouldn't be able to see it in your course. That's just a toggle. You could toggle that on and off. It's by default unpublished until you're ready to have it, hit the big time. And then edit. This button's really important. This is where you get in to actually do all of the settings in the assignment. So this is what we're going to click. We're going to click edit, the little pencil icon. And you can see here, it again inserted the name of our assignment. We have this is called the Rich Content Editor. Okay, so let's go ahead and put an assignment in here. I would normally give much more articulate and verbose instructions here, very specific and descriptive, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to put watch the video below on visual communication, titled Doodlers Unite by Sonny Brown, and write a summary response. We're keeping it pretty general. I already have the YouTube link on my clipboard, so I'm going to paste that. You can just see it's a YouTube link, and when I hit enter, Canvas is kind of smart. It figures out that that's a YouTube video, and it kind of puts a little option there. All right, so we've got some content in there. Like I said, I would probably make that more detailed, but for the sake of time, we want to look down here at the assignment options. So points, points are, it's dependent upon your specific system. In my English class, for instance, this assignment, if it's a summary response, kind of one paragraph summary, one paragraph response, I don't know, I might make it 30 points, 15 points a paragraph, or maybe 20 points, 10 points a paragraph, something along those lines. Assignment group, you can get into and look at imported assignments. You can create new groups and group different assignments, but we're going to keep things simple. We're just going to leave it assignments. Display grade, you've got options, percentage, complete, incomplete. You could make it, if they turn it in, they get the points. If they don't, they don't. Points is pretty traditional. Some people like percentages. There's even a place to make non-graded assignments if you're just sort of tracking how they're doing with skills and aligning it to outcomes. But for our purposes, we're going to stick with good old-fashioned points, but you do have those options. You do have this little box, do not count this assignment towards the final grade. So if you wanted to kind of get rid of it in terms of calculating the grade, that's an option. Okay, let's take a look at submission type. So this right here is a pretty important piece. We're actually demoing a online assignment, but let me show you the different submission types. No submission is the default. If you are going to go look, let's say students had to complete something on a different site, for instance, you might go look at their work and evaluate it, and then come back and put the grade into Canvas, but they wouldn't actually be submitting anything to you that's going to go into what's called the speed grader for you to look at in Canvas. So that would be a no submission type. We'll come back to online. On paper, if you're face-to-face and it's going to be a paper assignment, you can click on paper. You're going to be giving them feedback and a grade and evaluate what they hand you on paper. There are external tools that connect with Canvas, such as Flipgrid and others, where they can actually turn assignments in through that external tool. And then online, of course. Online is where most of our action is going to happen when we're in distance learning mode. And you guys have 4 options here. So you can accept a text entry box. A text entry box, if you were to click text entry, would, when the student hits submit assignment, it's going to open up a rich content editor just like we used up here with assignments. Okay, so they'll be able to type in my case, they could type in their summary response right into that text entry box and hit submit, and there it is, it's in Canvas. The one drawback is with text entry, if you navigate away from the page, or you close your browser, or you lose your internet connection, anything that's in that box is not auto-saved. So I do generally, as a rule, guide my students to compose things in Google Docs that does auto-save and then paste it into the text entry box if it's going to be longer. So, all right, let's go to the next one. So website URL. Website URL is if a student is creating, let's say, a Google slideshow or something, some document or product that has a link associated with it, and you're going to go look at whatever it is, wherever it's at, with that link. So they could take that link and share that link as long as you have permission to get to it. And they just copy it and paste it into a little box and hit submit, and then that comes up for you in SpeedGrader. Media recordings, if you want students to use Canvas tools to record audio or video as a response, that's an option for you as well. File uploads. If you're going to have students take a file off of their local machine and upload that into Canvas so that you can take a look at it, that's what that's about. There are different upload types. You don't have to restrict or upload file types, but it's probably handy to do. The reason is if you click this, you get this drop-down box, and you can say what the allowed file extensions are. So if you wanted a student to be able to turn PDF in, you're going to be able to open a PDF, so you can restrict it. Canvas won't take anything other than a PDF. And you can string them together, like if it's Doc, or if they happen to be using Microsoft Word. I've run into it as a teacher from time to time where students have used an application that I just don't have, and they've saved the file and uploaded it. So I generally do use restrict upload file types. And I generally go back up and in the instructions in the assignment tell them which ways that they can turn things in. It's a good habit up here, maybe down at the bottom of your assignment, to tell them what ways they have available to them to turn assignments in. All right, you can limit. It defaults to unlimited. If a student made a mistake or updated their assignment, they could resubmit it. All those submissions are kind of stored so you see them. But if you wanted to, for whatever reason, limit that, you could limit the certain number of attempts so they could only turn it in once or twice or 3 times. I'm going to leave it unlimited. There is a plagiarism tool. It's outside the scope of this tutorial, but there is Turnitin available for Canvas users. You click Turnitin, and there are a lot of different things to configure here in order to get Turnitin the way that you want it, basically to customize that. I'm going to click None. And then here, group assignment. You can, if you're using groups and assigning groups in Canvas, you can make this into a group assignment. So it will, you can have 3 or 4 people working on the assignment, and it'll handle that for you. Basically, Canvas will handle that for you. In fact, you can assign grades to each student individually, or you can uncheck that, grade the assignment, and it will distribute that same grade to the 3 or 4 people associated with the assignment. And you can actually create groups and everything right in here. So this is kind of a neat feature. If you're interested in doing group work, you can do required peer review, which will either you can manually assign people or automatically assign peers to review. It's usually best to use a tool like a rubric so that the peers know what they're doing. That takes a bit of preparation, and it's, again, kind of outside the scope of just a simple online assignment. This is a box you probably want to check. This box means that if you grade it in Canvas overnight and it syncs, the next time it syncs with our student information system, which is Q, it will transfer the grade. So you don't have to put grades in Canvas and put grades in Q. You can assign assignments to everyone. You can click off of everyone. If I just wanted to differentiate and say, hey, student A and C need a little extra practice, and so I'm going to assign this as work for them, you can do that here just by assigning it to specific students. Traditionally, it's generally in a whole class assignment, you would assign it to everyone. Due date is pretty self-explanatory. You can click the little calendar icon here. Let's say I want that due on August 21st. It automatically puts a time in because it is an online sort of system, and so I encourage my students not to be turning stuff in at 11:59 p.m. or even 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, but this gives them the option, and I generally just leave it at 11:59. These options down here are available for you. They're available from and until. If I stuck a date in here, it needs to be before my due date, so I could say, hey, you can see and get into this assignment from the 18th, and then it will close on the assignment due date. You know, you can put that in. That complicates things. Oftentimes if I'm like, oh, this came up or that came up, and oh, okay, I'll go change those dates for you. It just got to be a lot. So I generally don't use them, but they're there if you'd like to. It restricts when the assignment will stay in Canvas, and they can see it in Canvas, but they won't be able to submit anything unless it falls within the available from date and the until date. All right, so once you're happy with all of your configurations for your assignment, you click the Save button down in the bottom right. Right now, my assignment is published because you can see the green button up here with the check. You can toggle that on and off here. We're going to go look at it back in the modules. And one of the things I want to point out is that the assignment icon is a little document with a pencil. Notice this one, there's no pencil. This is a page. This is a graded discussion. So different assignment and activity types have different icons that kind of go with them. You can see here that now that I have a due date assigned and points assigned, because it is an assignment type, it lists both of those here for easy, quick reference for you and for your students. All right, that's it for creating an online assignment. Thank you for your time and attention, and I will see you in the next video.